Welcome.
To JJ Snacka.
Välkommen.
Bienvenidos. Now you can hear a little around sound surrounding because we are in Irlanda, and as we told you before, I'm going to Australia, and so it's going to be a next episode there. But even though we're going to keep in touch, we're going to keep doing the podcast, and we wanted to do this little presentation. Do that the last time we changed a little, or we add a little change to our name.
Yeah, so we added Snacka to JJ.
And what means Snacka, Jay?
Snacka is Swedish, and it means to chat, talk, small talk.
Como una, it would be in Spanish, una plática. Yeah.
Plática, okay.
Yeah. Una plática is when you sit with somebody and start to talk a little and talk about your life, typically, as we are doing right now in our podcast.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll continue to talk about some current events in Sweden that is happening now in March. So in this episode we're going to talk about two very typical Swedish events.
Vasaloppet and Mello Festival.
Yeah, exactly. So Vasaloppet is the cross-country skiing race that takes place every year, and
Mello Festival is the local show where the singers prepare for the Eurovision show, the big one in Europe.
Yeah. So it's a big music competition in Sweden.
Exactly, and sadly, in right now in this moment we already had our final, yeah, and I'm sad because my favorite didn't won.
Oh, well, we can talk a little more about Sweden right now, yeah, and what is happening right now in Sweden and what is going to happen this Saturday. This Saturday is going to be 12th of March. So. How would you say 12th of March in Swedish?
12 mars.
12th of March, 12 de marzo. On Saturday it will be lördag. Lördag. Can you pronounce it?
Lördag.
Lördag.
Yeah. So you don't pronounce the last G. It's more lördag.
Okay. We can explain to our people that here all the days in Swedish, the name of the days finish in dog. Yeah. So because day in Swedish is dog, is D-A-G. Yeah. But so in this case, you are telling us that Saturday, that me as a Spanish speaker, I would say lördag is you don't pronounce too much the. Yeah.
No, it's the same with all the days. Måndag, tisdag, onsdag, torsdag, fredag, lördag, söndag. You never pronounce the last G because that's the case in many Swedish words that you use quite a lot. Like och and att, to. Those small words that connect sentences. And also the weekdays, I think they are used so much. So then the Swedish people think it's too. It takes too much energy to always pronounce that last G.
So you just pronounce the vowel sometimes, yeah. In Spanish it will be lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes, sábado y domingo. I think in this case it could be the difference between Germanic language and Latin language, because I was right now thinking, obviously in English, also in English, is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So all and day as well as in Swedish, yeah. And in this case we have our own names totally for our days in the week.
Yeah, so the English, that's I think the English names of the weeks comes maybe from the Nordic Vikings and everything in like 1,000 years ago.
That it will be a good topic to talk. I think maybe later, but yeah, because it's the Swedish the Vikings. The Viking topic here in Sweden that we love each other
yeah.
too much.
Yeah.
But so, right now, I want you to tell us a little of this festival that is happening in Sweden, this final, the 12th of March.
Yeah. So 12th of March this year, we have the big final of Melodifestivalen. Melody, it's 2 words, melody and festival, Melodifestival. And it's a really big tradition in Sweden, and it's a huge thing for many people, especially kids and hardcore fans, but also general the Swedish, all people living in Sweden are watching this, and it's like it's all around Europe as well. All European countries has it. It's the pre-selections for the Eurovision Song Contest, but here Eurovision is quite big as well. But this Swedish competition that precede the European version is much bigger.
Yeah, because I think the director of Melody Festival, correct me please, I'm new in this, is part of the Eurovision show also. It's like because I understood that the director of Melody Festival is kind of big guy in this kind of shows.
The director, the person, you mean?
Yeah, the creator, I don't know, the one who helped for this Melody Festival be that big and that important.
Yeah, you're probably talking about Christer Björkman.
Okay, I imagine about that one. I know that he is preparing the next Eurovision. Well, it's not the next Eurovision, but they are bringing United States to Eurovision. So it's going to be United States part of Eurovision, something like that.
Yeah, it's going to be a separate competition. So it's not they're not going to compete with European countries. So it's an American.
So it will be American Vision.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so he will be working with that. But you have been watching Melodifestivalen since you came here.
Yeah, it's funny because when I was in Latin America, I knew about Eurovision first of all, and I have to apologize if I pronounce it because funny thing about us, in specific, I think it's easier for the native Argentinians, but for us like Venezuelans or other parts of Spanish speaker, we always say like a shon with the words in English are show. Yeah, I sometimes think that I pronounce show like with ch
Show.
instead of sh.
Instead of show.
Show,
Okay.
yeah. And I feel it like also when I say vision, it should be vision, but I say a little like a vision.
Vision. Okay.
Yeah, but I think that is something that we as a Spanish speaker we have to improve.
Do you have the ch sound a lot in Spanish? Ch.
Yeah, because we don't have in Spanish the sh sound.
No, okay.
We just have the ch sound.
Yeah.
So all of the other sounds are words that we borrow for English. So we can say, funny thing, we use the word show in Spanish, but almost all the people will say show.
Cho.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm including those ones, So it's like I have to improve it. We also make fun of ourselves. I think when we are talking about this in Latin America, well, like no, I go into this show. It's like people laugh, or between your friends, it's like you don't say show, you have to say show. Yeah. But it's something that even though it's like I have kind of problem.
I also feel a bit weird when I'm saying show in Swedish, because it's also a word that it has been adapted to Swedish. So we could say Melodifestivalen är en väldigt populär show. And I feel a bit awkward when I never know how to pronounce it, because in Swedish we have this sh sound, that also can be pronounced you know?
Yeah, exactly. The
Sjö,
that is.
sju.
But wait a minute. That is the SK or the SJ sound.
They are spelled different, so it can be, for example, SJ. I think quite often.
SJ. Ha.
Yeah, sjö, lake, and sju, 7. I pronounce it sjö or sju, but there are dialects in Sweden that pronounce it sjö and sju.
Yeah, that's true. But that don't happen with the SK sound. It's just with the SJ sound.
No, also SK, like skön, comfortable, skön. That's pronounced skön, I think. Yeah.
So
yeah.
how do you spell show in Swedish?
I think you spell it just like in English, but the problem for me is how to pronounce it, because a typical Swedish word spelled like that I would pronounce show, but it feels a bit weird because I know the English pronunciation is show. So and then I feel weird even if I say whichever I choose, like Melodifestivalen är en väldigt populär show. I feel a bit weird, and then I say Melodifestivalen är en väldigt populär show. I feel weird when I say that too. So I'm like I don't know exactly how to say it.
It's funny because in Spanish, right now I'm thinking, we don't have a Spanish word for this specific. You know, I think we always have been saying show. We have the word festival, festival, that as I ever tell you, that we don't pronounce very well. We don't make the difference between the B, yeah. So it's funny because we have the phonetic for the B sound, but in the school for every kid, they're going to say like B long B short B. You know, like for example, when you're going to write down, you don't ask for your teacher. Hey teacher, is B or V? No, you ask is long B or short B. So because we don't make the difference between the sound,
No,
even though we have it.
but long and short B is just how you spell it. So you don't.
It's how I spell it.
It's pronounced exactly the same.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's funny because maybe we're going to find very funny if somebody is a very good speaker in Spanish, like you learn Spanish very well, in a way that maybe you confuse the people in Latin America, but as foreign languages, you pronounce the V and B, so maybe people is going to find funny that you talk like vaca, burro, yeah? Because we're never going to say that. We're going to say vaca and burro.
Vaca, burro. And which one is a long?
The long is burro, yeah, and the short is vaca, yeah, cow and donkey, yeah. So, well, I telling you this because the festival, yeah, I think I'm making a kind of English sound in this word, but festival, yeah, festival. We're going to say it like that, yeah, but you're going to say here
Festival.
Well, also because you put that Swedish A also, obviously.
The long A.
The long A. And it's funny because it's a word in English and in Spanish, and it's the same word for the three languages. But you also, when you are talking in English, you will say festival.
No, not if I'm speaking English. Then I change the pronunciation to fit the language.
Festival.
But it's such a common name, a common word in Swedish, so it's a Swedish word now, and then it gets Swedish pronunciation. Festival.
Yeah. Well, as I was telling you, like a melody festival in Latin America, I was used to with my friends sometimes to hear about a little. I don't know, maybe in our audience. There's going to be a lot of people, different people that hear about these festivals and they like it. But I think this is a pretty big queer festival in a way. I don't know. It's good integrate in the queer community. So with my queer friends, it's like always they were looking for the Eurovision songs, the winner, or also the funny ones, you know, because if I told you my first, I think I knew about Eurovision, or maybe I started paying attention on Eurovision with this Ukraine guy who danced with a star in his head.
Ah, yeah.
I don't remember his name right now.
Yeah, Verka, maybe.
Yes, Serduszka Veska or something like that. Yeah, and it's pretty funny about this guy and his song. Obviously, I'm telling this guy, I don't know if they recognize themselves as a guy or as a women. Sorry if I'm a little innocent in this part, naive, because really I don't know how he recognized or how they recognize themselves, But well, it was funny for me that person.
And you saw that in Argentina when you?
No, that my very first time I watched that show in Merida with two of my friends. It was funny.
Merida
in Venezuela.
Ah.
Yeah, Merida is a beautiful city. Also, it's called the same as Stockholm here, Stockholm land, the name of the state. Merida is the state, and Merida is the capital of the state, the city. It's a beautiful city in a beautiful state in Venezuela because it's part of the Cordillera de los Andes, the change of mountains in the Andes. But it's the one with the biggest mountains there. So it's the coldest one, I think, in Venezuela. I think, no, it is the coldest place in Venezuela. Obviously, not the city. The capital is fresh. Yeah, it's a little cold. But we have there the Pico Bolivar, the Bolivar Peak, the Bolivar Mountain. Is 4,000 meters over the level of the sea. Okay. It's specifically like 3,995 something.
What?
I don't know. Yeah, but we can look for that. Then or you the audience could check on that about Venezuela, the biggest mountain in Venezuela that is called Pico Bolivar. So that mountain is there in Merida, also as others more. So it's pretty nice. It's funny because every time I talk with the people about where I born in Venezuela, people think that as a Venezuelan guy, I am just tropical guy that always was drinking coconut water in the beaches of Venezuela and just using sunglasses and nothing at all, because I was from the Andes and I was like a kind of Heidi, or well, in this case, Pedro, in the Andes. I love the mountains. I also love to go to camp and everything.
Yeah.
But, well, we are going... we in Spanish, I think in English also. In Spanish, we say this, nos estamos yendo por las ramas.
Vi går utanför ramarna.
And you say the same in Swedish, so
Yeah.
it's like we are going to other conversations and not focusing
outside the frame. Yeah.
the main topic. Yeah, but please, can you repeat this slower? This idiom.
Well, the exact expression I have to check. Expression.
In Spanish, I could say slower is nos estamos yendo por las ramas. Yeah.
Nos estamos.
Yeah, if I translate it exactly in English, I don't know if it's the same idiom in English, but if I translate it, it will be we are going for the branches. Yeah, it will be the literally translation from Spanish to English, you know.
Aha, ramas, branches.
Yeah, branches, like the tree, the tree branches.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
In Swedish, what I thought about was this expression, idiom, tänka utanför ramarna. To think outside the frames. Because here, ramar is frames around the picture.
It's funny because when you say ramanas, I thought you were talking about the ramas.
Yeah, and I thought you talked about the Swedish rama.
Oh, okay, but this case is funny because I think this idiom is more for think out of the box.
Yeah, it is.
But you don't have any idiom for say we are going out of the topic?
not. I can't think of any right now. But sure, we have something.
We have to make a podcast then about
yeah.
idioms. Well,
The only idiom I think about now it's to swim outside the simma ur bild.
but I can think in an idiom that I don't know yet very well how to pronounce it, but I know that you know it. There is, in Spanish we say, matar dos pájaros de un tiro. To kill 2 birds with 1 shot. And here, please don't laugh at me. I know that is in Swedish like a flip-flop, something like a smash to fly with 1.
Yeah, slå 2 flugor i en smäll.
Yeah, that is a twister tongue. So, can you say the slower?
Slå 2
Slå 2
flugor
flugor
i
en
smäll.
smell. A smell is when you clap your hands, yeah?
Yeah, smash.
Smash. Okay. So, well, we have another idiom there. So, which are your favorite from Melody Festival in the final right now?
I have to say...
Which is, sorry?
Cornelia.
Cornelia.
It's a good song and good performance. And a bit unusual for Sweden, I think. I think it would fit good in Eurovision.
Yeah.
Send it to Europe.
I love her song. I love her song. Cornelia's song is pretty good, but what I don't like is her performance. I feel like the performance is too poor. Like I don't know. I need something else. I know that it's a sentimental song, but I will need something more Eurovision show.
Okay.
You know.
And do you have a favorite?
Yeah. My favorite, you know that which is my favorite is Cassiopeia. I love that girl totally. I don't know, it's so funny because the first time I watched Anders Bagge, yeah, this is the right name, the pronunciation. Okay, Anders Bagge. I didn't like too much the song, and it was like I didn't like also too much the lyrics in that moment. But since I've been listening him these last days, it's like I feel that he's going to win. I don't know, but I'm feeling. And also, I think that it's a good song for what is happening right now in the world, because it's a song about talk a little that we are better. Yeah, we could be better or something like that. I don't remember right now very well the lyrics, but it's talking about the natural, the war and everything, the nature in the war, and also that we are bigger than we thought, what that we think. Sorry.
Yeah, bigger than the universe. That's everything I remember.
Yeah, it's the main sentence that he say every time. No, like we are bigger than the universe. I know that it's a kind of religious song also, because it starts with the apple tree, obviously also. But yeah, I think that this song is going to win. Well, no, it's not going to win. I don't know, but it's have a lot of opportunities or probability to win because what is happening right now. And funny thing, I was talking yesterday with a friend, and because I asked, or I told him like I hope that Melody Festival or Eurovision Festival make a good performance supporting Ukraine, you know, with this what is happening right now in Ukraine. But my friend told me in that moment that usually Melody Festival don't like to get into politics problems. No. But you knew that the Eurovision show was made after the Second World War, and it was for unite the countries in Europe
that had been in war.
Exactly. So how you can think that Eurovision don't going to make a support or a performance in order to support Ukraine with this very same show was made for the union of the countries. I think is the biggest reason to do something about it. I feel like I shouldn't be I imagine I sorry I could. It's not like the singers have to do a song about it, every singer, but at last all of them. For me, I imagine this. It will be amazing. It will be. I will have my skin like bumps. Yeah, we just imagine that all the singers on Eurovision unite themselves to sing or to make a support message for Ukraine in this moment where Ukraine is needing. Yeah. By the way, bumps. How do you say that in English? Because in Spanish we say se me puso la piel de gallina o se me va a poner la piel de gallina si yo veo eso. La piel de gallina is chicken skin. Yeah. Exactly. So
here it's gåshud.
Gåshud.
Yeah.
Gås is
goose.
Goose? Okay.
And hud is skin.
It's almost the same.
Yeah?
Bigger, the goose maybe.
I got Gåshud by Anders Bagge's song. I think I didn't listen so much to the lyrics. I usually don't listen to lyrics. I don't hear lyrics. I hear just the music, and I have to concentrate to get the message somehow, because I'm more listening to just music, and my body like reacts when I think it's. Even though maybe I didn't want to like it, it was a very good and strong song, and also performed very good. It has a good voice, so then I got the gåshud by the music.
I think you aren't the only one for that, because also one of my friends, we were watching. I think you were there. We were watching Melody Festival. One of my friend, he was watching that and. And the funny thing, I was preparing him like this guy I don't like it or something. So because it was a record of the show that day. So because I already watched it, and he was like okay man, but no, this got me bumps. It's like I by the way, I don't think I saying the right word for this expression in English. Goosebumps. Yeah, goosebumps is well.
But can you say it in Spanish again? It was so long. So long expression.
Piel de gallina is the main.
Yeah, piel is
skin.
Skin, yeah.
Exactly.
Piel de gallina.
Piel de gallina. But when you say I got goosebumps or I got bumps, I think it's goosebumps. We'll say in Spanish, se me puso la piel de gallina.
Se me puso.
Se me puso.
Se me puso.
La piel de gallina.
De gallina.
Exactly. I got it. You know, se me puso is. It's funny, this translation exactly literally in English. It will be like it got. How do you say poner? Like to put. It put itself over me. The skin, the chicken skin, or in this case it will be the hen skin. But it's funny because the translation it will be like it put itself over me. The hen skin. The hen skin.
It's like it's happening automatically. You couldn't make it. I mean, it was unintentional.
Exactly, se me puso la piel de gallina. But obviously, I talking this will be in past. I talking with you and I telling you, se me puso la piel de gallina cuando escuché este chico cantando o este hombre cantando, Anders. Yeah, it will be the translation of I got bumps when I hear this guy singing. You know. So how would you say it in Swedish that?
Jag får gåshud när jag hör Anders sjunga.
Jag får what?
Gåshud.
Jag får gåshud när jag hör Anders. under song, but not jag hör under song. Well, yeah, it's kind of that hör is almost like in English, to hear.
To hear, yeah.
Well, so passing this part, also, if we want to keep talking about the important things here in Sweden, is the Vasaloppet race. Here in Sweden we have this big race that, by the way, I'm planning to go to the race the next year. Sadly, I couldn't, because this was the 100 years Vasaloppet race.
Yeah.
So that is a pretty big one. Can you talk us a little about this race?
Vasaloppet, ja. Det är ju it's a big tradition in Sweden. Started in 1922, and it has its origin in a myth, almost a myth or semi-historical event that took place in the 1500s. Gustav Vasa, the first king of modern Sweden, because Sweden had been in union with Denmark and Norway, and there was a political situation that made Swedes want to be their own country. And then Gustav Vasa is like the first Swedish only king, so the birth of the modern Swedish country. And then he before he was king, he did this journey by skis through Dalarna, the landscape, an area in the western Sweden. He fled towards Norway from Sweden's capital. And then somehow it became, I don't know what happened in 1922, why they started to follow his route and call it Vasaloppet. I don't know exactly why.
I'm not sure about it, but I was reading about something I don't remember very well, but it was something like he was running from somebody that was threatening him, something like that, or also he was challenged in a way, like I have to look better for this, but I think that's why, because he was running from some people that was looking after him or something. So this was the faster way with the skis, and also it was kind of quiet way, because it's like you are only guy in the middle of the woods. It's like but please don't trust in me totally in this history. It's like maybe you should check a little about the Vasaloppet. It's a great event. It's amazing watching in video when the people start. It's like this. I think it was more than 10,000 or almost 10,000 people. This year also, like every year is like this, the same 10,000 people starting to do this. Obviously, almost all the people don't finish. A lot of people get out because
Like in the very beginning, they were.
Well, I don't know, in the very beginning, really, in the very beginning.
Yeah, they were. They were so chaotic when they started, and so they broke their sticks and skis. So many people had prepared for. I saw an interview during the race that some people had prepared. This is going to be my first Vasaloppet, and they had preparing for a whole year, and then they just were tried to ski in like 5 minutes, and then everything broke. So.
No, I will cry if that happened for me. Like it happened to me. It's crazy. Like you are so happy starting your race and everything, and then.
So I think the critical point is the beginning, to get out of that super crowded area with all the people.
Yeah. By the way, I've been analyzing that because also you save a lot of time. Because we have to talk to people that right now don't know about this. Is the Vasaloppet is a race of 90 kilometers in cross-country ski. So if you don't know what is the cross-country ski, is kind of typical slalom ski, but just are longer and thinner skis. And obviously you also use the sticks, but it's more, you do it more in flat places or going up or going down. So it's not just going downhill; it's going around. That's why it's cross country ski.
And it's not so steep. You can't go too steep uphill or downhill. Or maybe you can.
Yeah, you can. I think you can. Maybe the good ones, the very good ones can, because I've been going up some steep hills. Maybe not too much. No, I don't know. It depends. Obviously, it will depend if about the land, because cannot be rocky. I imagine that when you do a slalom, you can go behind or crossing the rocks, or if there is a kind of jump, that there is a point in rock, you can do that jump. Obviously, in a cross country ski, you're never going to do those kind of things, because also, by the way, the skis are so long. So just to be in a place where it's not flat, even though go up or go down, but it have to be flat for the ski be able to go exactly. If not, you're going to break the ski in a way. So well. These 90 kilometers, the average I've been looking for is 10 hours. Then from 9 to 10 hours, the average that every person should do. Maybe a little more, take longer.
So
for
1 hour per 10 kilometers or something like that.
Yeah, 1 hour per 10 kilometers will be 9 hours, but I think that even though that is strong for some people, so that's why the 10 hours is the average in this way. But so when you don't complete this, when you get behind and it's too dark in the night, so the people from the competition start to take out the people in the track. Like you cannot be alone in the dark in the woods, in the middle of the woods in Sweden. I imagine that you're not going to have too much problem with the wolves or animals, but it's just for being safe that they start to take out the people from the track.
Okay.
So it's like you have to maintain a good time, to go to the final, to the end. But so I was watching the starting of the race, and it's funny because you can lose 30 minutes easily just for the starting, just for being behind that, like in the backside, totally behind, because it takes too long to wait the people go up. Because also the first part is going uphill, so people take longer to do that. So I was looking that there is a way to you don't be in the backside, and I want to do it also. Is you have to make a race, also like a competition of less. It's not that big. Maybe it could be for more than 30 kilometers, I think, 30 or 40 kilometers.
Before the race?
Before the race.
So you qualify for another group or something?
Exactly. So you do that race between 30 or 40 kilometers, you qualify with your times, have to be official, obviously, everything this. So you qualify with these times and you can get a good spot. And I imagine that you can get a very good spot because I feel like not too much people do this kind of racings in between, So the Vasaloppet race, it have place in Salem, from Salem to Mura, and there is in the first week it's totally a week event, So from the first day in the week, you have a lot of events and other race until you get in the Sunday or Saturday the Vasaloppet?
Sunday.
It's Sunday. Until you get in Sunday to do the Vasaloppet.
First Sunday in March month. It is.
That's good to
every
know.
year.
So my plan is to come here to practice a lot and go in the beginning of the week, participate in one of the race, these 40 kilometers. It will be a pretty good warm up for the big race, and I will be able to have a good spot in the beginning.
Yeah.
So people, if you want to do it, I don't know if it's the biggest, but it's one of the biggest race in the world.
Yeah, I think it's the biggest with the most people competing in. It's not the longest or anything like that, but I think it's the most people involved in Vasaloppet when it comes to cross-country skiing. And now when you mention Sälen and Mora, because it starts in Sälen in the mountains and it goes 9 kilometers east to Mora in the center of the country, Sweden. or more into the center of the country. But the trip that Gustav Vasa did in 1520 something, it was in the opposite direction. It was from Mora to Sälen, because I remember now that he fled to Mora because he fled from the kings. I mean the people who ruled the Nordic countries by this time, from Stockholm, and he fled to Mora and he wanted some help there, but then he fled from them too for some reason, and he went westwards towards Norway, and then those people in Mora, they changed their mind and they wanted to help him after a while, so they went skiing after him and they caught him, or I mean they ran up,
They catch him.
yeah, they catch him in Sälen. So that's why the distance is Mora Sälen, because that's where Gustav Vasa started was Mora, and where he got caught by those who followed him was in Sälen. So, but I don't know why they changed the direction, or if it was already in 1922, or if they changed direction maybe more recently. I'm not sure.
That's fine. Maybe because the main point was Mura, and they just wanted to do it like at the last point for people, right, for receive the people or something, make it more emotional, no? That city.
Maybe also the directions of the downhills and uphills. Maybe it started with a very steep uphill, and then it's more not so steep downhill. So maybe it would be very strange to go downhill that very steep.
No, I don't think so. It's very strange to go downhill when you are finishing. I imagine that it's very difficult to the people after doing 80 kilometers, going to the last with a big hill. Maybe that is pretty logic that you start with the big hill and then you finish with the flat part.
Because the flatter parts are at the end now, closer to Mora, because it goes from the mountain to the lower lands.
Yeah, that's true. By the way, in all this race, you don't feel like you're going to be skiing 90 kilometers without any support or something. It's like you have like 5-6 stops, something in between. And the most typical thing that you drink here is the blåbärssoppa. Blåbärssoppa. That is a juice. It's a juice of blueberries.
Yeah, I think I would say blueberries because it's called blåbär in Swedish. That means blueberries. But blueberries in English are more the bigger ones, those we call American blueberries here in Sweden. So I think those smaller ones that we have in Sweden and that we make blåbärssoppa from is called actually bilberries in English.
Oh, now you get me with that, because I was thinking we're the same. I don't know the difference between American blueberries and because in Spanish we call it arándanos. Arándanos. Exactly. In plural, obviously. Arándano, just one. Flera, several arándanos. It will be with s at the end. So how is in plural in Swedish?
Blåbär.
Blåbär.
It's the same.
It's the same in plural and in singular. So I don't know. For me, they look the same. I don't know.
Yeah, I think wild blueberries that you find in the forest are called bilberries for some reason. They are smaller, and those that you do in farming,
Bilberry, exactly.
are called blueberries.
Wild blueberry and bilberry. Yeah. Well, something new for me to learn, because I never thought in that there was difference between that is why maybe because you have the wilds here in Latin America. I imagine that in Argentina they produce them, but it's not typical like here that I going out in the mountains and I going to picking up some berries, that is so typical here in Sweden. For example, my experience in Argentina never was like that. In Buenos Aires, it's a totally flat place, and it's a warm place. It's it's not tropical, but it's a beach temperature, and weather. And maybe in the south of Argentina, you can find some places like that. But also, I went to the south, and I never saw people talking too much about going to grab some some berries.
No, okay.
It's more popular to look for some mushrooms, like here also, but I never heard about berries specifically.
It's a huge thing here in Sweden, and people coming from different countries, and like it's in the summer, in the season, it's
Yeah.
like a lot of berry picking in the forest.
Like your sister told us that the beer that you can see the parts of the berries where they are being like a scratchy. I don't know, the berries aren't no more berries because you don't compete with the people that want to take the berries, but also with the bears here
Yeah,
in
the
Sweden
berry, of course, yeah.
that take the berries for them.
Yeah.
Well, so
But I was thinking about the Spanish words for skidor and stavar.
yeah, skiing is the same in Spanish. Esquiar, it will be the Spanish version. No, we pronounce the e at the beginning. So when there is a word in English starting with s, for a Spanish speaker, it's difficult to make the sound like skier.
Yeah.
So any Spanish speaker is going to add an e in the beginning of any s word.
Like España.
España, exactly. When you say, for example, in English, for us, it's difficult to say also. I imagine, I know that not for everybody, but almost a lot of people, it will be difficult to say Spain, yeah, and we're going to say Spain, yeah, no, so because we add the e at the end, we don't have any word in Spanish that start with s.
Okay.
So the word in Spanish will be esquiar.
Esquiar.
That is the verb.
The verb.
Exactly. Yo esquío, tú esquías, nosotros esquiamos.
And it's written with an E also.
Is with the letter Q, la letter Q. Yeah. How is it Q in English? It's the same.
Q.
Sorry, in Swedish.
Q.
Q is the same. Q and Q. See? Well, yeah. Well, with that letter, we're going to write it down. E S Q U I A R. Sorry, sometimes I know that very good spelling in English.
Esquiar.
Esquiar, exactly. That is the Spanish word for that. What other word you told me? You asked me?
Stavar. Sticks.
Ah, estabar, the sticks. Well, good question. I think okay. With my lack of knowledge, I will say like los palos. It will be the same as the sticks, but that saying that palos.
Palos.
Yeah, but I feel like that sounds horrible.
Okay.
That because palos is literally. I know that it's maybe normal in English to say the sticks, but in Spanish, if you say los palos, it will sound like a really wood stick or a tree branch or something. El palo.
Really heavy.
Not that much heavy.
Okay.
Could be just a little one, but it will be woody and not that
Very
useful.
irregular and natural.
No, it could be irregular because you can say el palo de la escoba, the stick of the broom. Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
and usually it's because the broom have wood sticks. Yeah, so you can say also for the metal ones, but it's like that. So los palos, but I have to look for it because I think I have to have an official, more professional name.
In Swedish, it's stavar.
Stovar.
Stavar. And in English, I think it's sticks and also poles. It depends on maybe American or British English.
I always think in sticks. I never think about poles, but yeah, it could be. And also, I when I say sticks, I got used to because I feel like when I say sticks was just a way to me to explain to the people what I wanted to talk about, but never I thought if sticks was the right
And
word for
the
that.
shoes the boots that you use when you're skiing, what are these called in English and Spanish? Do you know?
Ooh.
Because in
No.
Swedish it's pjäxa, pjäxor. One pjäxa, en pjäxa, and två pjäxor.
Okay, but this is the professional one for skiing.
Yeah.
That is the thing. I think for professional words, I don't know, even in Spanish and in English, I will say botas de esquiar. I think that is the most average answer for everybody in Spanish, the Spanish speaker. Botas de esquiar o botas para esquiar. Yeah, you are telling, it's like I'm translating boots for ski.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder what's the English word for that? Is it just skiing boots, maybe?
Skiing boots, maybe, I don't know. You can translate exactly from the professional word in Swedish.
Yeah, I will do that now because I was interested in this.
And I think the most English word it will be in Spanish. Obviously, it will be skis because you call the skis
Ski boots. It's
No,
easier.
no. I mean for the skis.
For the ski.
You say skis also in Spanish. Now, how is in English?
Ski boots.
Ski boots. So it's the same in Spanish.
So it's a bit special that in Swedish we have a special word for that kind of boot.
You should have it. You live here in the snow in the winter.
Yeah.
You have like a 50 different words for a snow. Why not
Maybe,
you have a
maybe.
special word for skiing boots?
Yeah, exactly.
So how is it the name in Spanish?
Botas de ski.
Botas para esquiar.
Para
Esquiar.
esquiar.
Exactly. O botas de esquiar.
Botas de esquiar.
Exactly. Now in Swedish is. Can you repeat it, please?
Pjäxor.
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 Pjäxor is both of them. Pjäxa is one plus one of them. Pjäxor, pjäxa. Okay. It's easy in Spanish because in Spanish the plurals you just have to add an s at the end of every word. Yeah. But in Swedish you change the words. So you say one finger. It's the same finger, no? One finger, flera. Fingers also?
No, fingrar.
Fingrar. One finger, flera, fingrar. So this one is the case. One piesur.
Pjäxa.
No, pieza and två piesur. Piex. Piexa and piexur. Well, I have to practice that word.
So I think that's it for today's topics. Hope you enjoyed this episode and thank you so much for listening.
Thank you for much for listening. Really, this is our first episodes because this is going to be a little like a two of them that we're going to update and prepare for you. Next one's going to be much better, more dedicated maybe, and also we're going to receive any advice of you if you have some tips, if you want to listen about something, if you want to know something special about Sweden, Argentina, Australia, even Venezuela. Also, it will be pretty good for us to be able to help you. Obviously, this is the main idea of this channel is to talk about the languages, to talk maybe a little of the news. So we're going to do our best and know how to help you, but
And the cultural exchange, of course, from our respective environments where we are at the moment. So we are still in Stockholm or at outside Stockholm at Arlanda airport because you are leaving to
Australia now.
in like 20 minutes or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
so close.
So from now on we will have to record our upcoming podcasts separately and let's see how it goes.
No, but it's going to be divide, but also together. It's like a separately but together because the main idea is that even I'm going to be in Australia, Jay is going to be here in Sweden. We're going to maintain this same connection, this same podcast, and it's going to be crazy, but it's possible.
Yeah, exactly. And we can expect to see more like culture and comments from Australian activities and events.
Of course, and well, we have to wait now for the next Eurovision show. What is going to happen?
And Australia is also going to be in Eurovision, of course.
Exactly. Now Australia, even though it's not from Europe, is in the Eurovision show.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much for listening, and see you. And
well, hasta luego. Nos vemos muy pronto.
hasta luego. Hej då.
Hey, though, yeah. Well, bye bye.
Bye.